This is a podcast about starting over. I have no idea. Hi! This is V,
and M
and welcome to our podcast.
podcast.
Okay, so I guess today, if you guys are listening and watching, diba, you're gonna notice that A isn't here. And it is Mon, our wonderful editor, diba, who's also part of the podcast. So this is what? This is the first episode of many, many episodes, diba, with both of us.
Right, correct.
Since A isn't here, she needs some time to settle in, fix some stuff, diba?
Right,
So, wala kayong magagawa, wala kayong choice. Si Mon ang kasama natin today.
Kami yung choice niyo.
Kami yung choice. Ako, nandito naman ako. Ikaw yung choice, di ba? Ikaw walang choice.
Wala
choice, silang choice.
Sorry kayo.
Oo, wala silang choice sa'yo. So, what are we gonna talk about tonight, Mon?
Starting over after COVID.
Yes. So, I think we've already made starting over after COVID with A and me about yung personal, di ba? COVID.
Right,
and then professional.
Right.
So, today we're gonna talk about starting over after COVID. Personally, di ba? Your personal journey.
Right. Sounds good.
Everything you went through after COVID. Well, maybe we can talk about during COVID, like, you know, what was it like for you? And then a little about that lang. And then after, diba? What happened after? How did you start over and everything? So, I think nagkwento ka na about that, right? COVID.
Right. Yung merong burnt,
tama.
Yung burnt background, nasunog yung forest.
Correct. Na survivor ka, tapos pinakita mo yung new house mo and everything.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. So, okay, fine. So, tapos na tayo doon. So, what happened like right after COVID? I think, I don't really remember how we knew it actually was over, diba? Like, siguro, that's when all the lockdowns stopped already.
Right, I guess, yeah.
So, like, what
you can go out without a mask anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Without a mask, you didn't need a pass na.
Right, wala nang quarantine pass. Tsaka hindi na required yung mask. Hindi yung tipong pagpasok mo na. Kasi, most of the time, pagpapasok sa mall, ganun. Sir,
tama.
Cover your face and whatnot. Diba?
Exactly. So, when
na okay sa labas, pagkapapasok sa indoor, sir, mask po, or ma'am, mask po.
So, hindi pa end yun for you, Like, you're gonna be talking about yung talagang super end na wala nang mask.
Wala nang mask.
Okay.
Yun.
Okay. So, what did you, I guess we can say COVID wasn't easy for any of us, diba? We all went through hell. So, for you, what was the first thing that you felt when you knew it was like all over? Freedom, diba? We all had freedom.
Yeah, yun nga yung you feel, alam mo yung parang you feel the freedom pero parang takot kang, is it really done? Alam mo yan? Are we really done?
Is this real?
Is this real? Ganun. So, but then again, sabi nga nila, it hasn't really totally left. It's just that it's not as lethal as before.
Yeah, correct.
So that's why we can start living our lives again. So, personally, yun na nga, that sabi nga kasi nga, but sa previous episode, sunog lahat, di ba? So,
yeah.
Para ka na napalm. So, nung you're already in a new place, in a new life, with a new life, almost literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Biglang, now what? So, lahat ng really literally reinventing yourself. And then yung mga mistakes that you've done over the pandemic na you're still suffering or you're still trying to recover from, yung repercussions nun na kailangan mong ayusin. Hindi mo pwedeng bitawan eh. Unfortunately, nabitawan mo nga kaya nagkaroon ng problema. You dropped the ball.
Okay, wait. Can I ask you what's one example of yung mga mali or isang mali na ginawa mo personally, like, is it something?
I didn't grieve very well because I lost very significant loved ones
Yes.
and a pet
Mm.
uh, during COVID. So I didn't grieve very well. So anong nangyari, nagkaroon ako ng, I was trying to replace that void with things.
Okay. So
Akala ko
meaning,
hindi, okay lang to, okay lang. Parang, I try to keep myself busy by starting new things and all that. And by starting new things, I was thinking, kailangan ko ng ganito, kailangan book. I started buying stuff.
mm.
Hence, nag-editing na tayo ngayon, di ba?
So good and bad yun, di ba? Good and
Good and
bad.
bad yun. Right, good and
Mm.
bad yun. But the thing is, yung income kasi dahil nung pandemic, I couldn't really earn well because I felt that yung main line of business ko needed me to be like more, at least man lang 80% good.
Mm.
Kaso I wasn't even 20
Okay.
nung pandemic.
Pandemic.
So meaning to say when I was doing these things, when I was spending on these things, wala akong income or mahina yung income ko. It's not enough to augment what I was
Mm.
putting out. Henceforth, ngayon, pinagbabayaran ko yan, literally.
Okay.
So, and figuratively.
Mm.
So, syempre, you learn the lesson, you wake up like, oh, crap, right? Na,
Yeah. What do I do now?
what do I do now, right? I mean, so yun. Yun yung one of the mali things that I've done. Na,
Mm.
sabi nga nila, hindsight is 2020, di ba?
Yes.
So, after it's said and done, you're like, what
Correct.
did I do, man?
Tsaka siguro, like, personally, di ba, okay, good and bad di ba? Like, for me, it was more like, personally, I don't really remember what I said, okay, but when I'm thinking about what you said now, di ba, parang siguro, it got, we got to this place that we were like, okay, COVID, di ba? We've been what, lockdown? When's the next lockdown? You know, it was more of, it was scary, okay, it was hell, but at the same time, for me, I don't know if you'll agree, but for me, it was kind of a relief then, na parang, okay, the world is on pause. Really do anything right now, diba? I can just stay home, be safe, and if I'm lucky enough to have a job still, diba, I'll continue working. That's it. I don't have to think
Right.
about so many things. Kumbaga, let's say you were in the process of fixing something about yourself that you've been struggling with. When COVID happened, for me, it was like, okay, pause. I have the right to pause. I don't have to work on myself yet. I can just
Right.
relax. I have to be alert. Yung mga ganun. I was making excuses for me to, kumbaga, to pause. You know, and to not,
Right.
to just, kumbaga, relax, take a break from everything and just focus on what was happening that time, which is good and bad.
Right. I was
Diba?
quite the
So,
opposite.
okay. Wait lang.
I was like,
Before we
Yeah.
forget man, sorry to interrupt. Okay, nakalimutan
Right.
natin mag-plug.
oh,
For
nga
those of
pala.
you, yes, who haven't already listened, followed, watched us, we are on
Subscribe.
Spotify. Subscribe, yes, we are on Spotify, YouTube. Where else?
Facebook,
Facebook and Instagram.
Instagram.
Okay? So please follow, like, and subscribe and watch. And if you have any new ideas, please send them to noidea.012023@gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
Okay. Okay, continue. Sorry. So you were saying you were the opposite.
I think I feel like I was the opposite. Kaya parang, kasi, though I will not, this is probably the first time I'll say it out loud.
Okay?
Na yung thoughts.
Drum roll.
Parang, literally, it was the end. Ito na yun. End game for me. Parang, I don't even know if we're gonna come out of this live, literally.
Okay.
So, bahala si Batman. I mean, bahala na. Yun na naging attitude ko. Which, then I busied myself with so many things. I busied myself with so many, and I was like trying to fill hours na I felt like I had nothing to do and so much pain.
And
So
this
parang
pain
okay,
was coming from losing the loved
the loss,
one
yeah,
and all
yeah,
that, yes, and the pet.
the loss. Oo. And then yun nga, like I said, para ka na preso nun eh. I mean, I felt
Mm,
like you're gonna go nuts, man. Kasi nga hindi ka makakalabas eh. And then I was
yes.
living alone. I mean, yeah, I was living in my brother's house was like a wall away from where I'm living. Pero may sariling buhay yun eh. And di nga kayo
Mm-mm.
pwedeng magsama na magsama parate, di ba?
Tama.
So parang yun, literally para ka na nakakulong, solitary confinement.
Ah,
Ganon. So, and then minsan-minsan nakakalabas ka to ride and all that. Pero nung after nun, parang, yes, game na. Pero, what the hell did I do? Ganun ba? Parang, okay, now mag-aayos na ako ng mga kalat ko. Hindi pa pala natapos sa mundo.
mm.
So, nag-aayos ako. Now, I'm still trying to fix up the mess I created for
Mm.
myself. So, that was personal life after pandemic. I mean, nag-intertwine yung personal and professional life.
Professional.
Kasi
Mm.
biglang all of a sudden ang dami mo palang may talent ka palang in the my partner right now. May talent ka palang ganyan and then
Ah,
gamitin natin yan para kumita kayo mga ganon. So sa akin naman parang sige kailangan ko yung kailangan kong ayusin yung mundo ko eh. Ganon. Sa
mm.
game ka na lang ng game. Ganon. So ang personal life ah, there was a time na talagang yung pain is still there. Like I get isa
Yeah.
nga yung grief workshop. What I learned nga from there is the pain never goes away.
Mm.
You just
Correct.
learn how to live with it.
Yes. You get
And
used to it.
oo. Because nag-open up na nga lahat ng bagay and then you get to meet new people, see new places because you're fixing your professional life. Your personal life grows na rin. Because you
Mm.
meet new people. Parang, okay, like when I met you guys, diba? And we started
Yeah.
this, right?
Correct. Yes. Yes.
So, and ang ganda, diba? Parang ang galing. We started something great. I mean, and uh, and we became closer as we developed this direction.
Yeah.
I mean, thanks to your sister, uh, that she helped bring us together and
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
this thing.
That's
Kasi
correct. That's correct.
this what we do here, yeah, it's professional, but it's actually more personal because we became from my point of view or from how I feel, we became more friends than anything.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
Because nga, maraming personal stuff na pinag-uusapan natin dito at
I
even
was just gonna
off-cam
say
diba?
that. Actually, wala na eh. Nag-skip na tayo sa small talk eh. When we met eh. It was more of, "Boo, let's go! Let's talk about issues.
Ganun,
Let's talk
diba?
about diba, our families, our problems, our heartaches, everything." So it
Correct.
made it, kumbaga, how do you say it? Parang wala nang process of growing eh. Hindi na siya, walang seed eh.
Wala
Naging
nang
flower na
intro.
agad. Wala nang intro.
Nag-bloom agad.
Nag-bloom agad. Tama.
Correct. Which is
Yeah, yeah.
actually, to me naman, it's good. I mean, it's like we've known each other for a long time. Parang,
Yeah.
it just
Correct.
clicked. Diba?
Correct. No awkwardness, no nothing. Yeah, that's
Right.
correct. That is
Right.
correct. And I'm very thankful actually that my sister brought us all together because this is something great that we're doing. You know, we're reaching out to people and we've found friends, diba? Lifelong
Right.
friends. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So it's good. And I was thinking about it when you were talking because I remember sa COVID episode namin, I talked about one of the things that I was able to do after COVID, during COVID was to work on myself, which I realized right now when I said it kanina, I actually didn't really do it because I was more of like break. I don't have to work on anything, diba? Pero like what you said, opposite ka, so you kept yourself busy and all that. For me kasi it wasn't hard personally going through parang being locked at home. Kasi I don't really go out. Yeah, I don't really go out that much. I don't mind staying home. So it wasn't a real struggle for me to stay home. Okay. The only thing I remember that I felt and I mentioned in that episode was it's different kasi when you know you have a choice.
Right,
Right?
right,
So
right,
when you know na ayaw mo lumabas, pero alam mo, I can go out if I want to. It's
right.
different. It's really
It's
different.
different. It's
Yeah, it
different
is.
when the choice has been taken away from.
Correct. That's the worst. Actually, it's one of the worst feelings that one can have or one can
Right.
feel.
Kasi it's
Right?
restricting.
Yeah. Correct. Correct. And
And
it's not because I don't know if you'll agree, pero it's not because wala kang choice kasi like let's say emotionally you'll feel bad or something bad will happen. It was literally hindi ka pwedeng lumabas. You can't. Di ba? Because you
as
might
in
die.
bawal.
Bawal.
At saka pwede ka
Yeah.
mamatay ngayon.
Pwede ka mamatay.
Because
Or pwedeng someone at home can get sick and die and you're
because
gonna
of you,
blame
yeah,
yourself.
you brought
Yeah.
it home. Yeah, correct.
Mm-hmm. So that was
Ayun na nga yung
something
nangyari. There was a point
new.
in time that I was parang being blamed for bringing COVID
Mm-hmm.
into our um, unit, if you may, into our space. I mean, masakit ba ganun, ah? Masakit ba
Of
ganun?
course. Of course.
Ikaw yung binibintangan.
Of course. But
Kahit na
sa'yo,
hindi.
pero pag nung binintangan ka, did you ever get this feeling na, was it me? Or alam mong it wasn't you?
I know it wasn't me, pero parang ako raw yung naging cause because someone had to go out because of me. Kasi yung nangyari doon was, because I ride, di ba? My bike. So, I crashed my bike.
Okay.
So, it was really bad.
So
the
dapat
people
kayo
I was
natawa
with,
nun. Okay.
ha?
It was bad. Dapat kayo natawa nun. Natawa ako eh. I wasn't sure. And then you said it was a bad crash. Oh, okay. Take it back. Let it laugh.
No, medyo
Okay.
nakakatawa naman talaga. But it was
Okay.
really bad. So, kasi in hindsight, parang, kasi labas ko pa ng labas di ba? So, ganon. So, anong nangyari, siyempre, nung time na yun, yung first aid kit dun sa place that we were staying, nawala na, or paso na. So, whoever, the people I was with, someone was assigned to, go to, kasi nga, magalaw, I couldn't even raise my arm.
Okay.
I thought I broke this. I thought I broke my collarbone or my back, whatever. Because I landed on this side. So, at 30K. So, yeah, medyo wild. So, buti naka-helmet. So, whoever went to get first aid stuff went to a pharmacy and there was someone coughing down there.
Okay.
So, with no mask.
Okay.
That was a Saturday. The following Sunday evening, meron ng may COVID. Kung sino man yung pumunta dun sa
store.
Pharmacy.
Oh, pharmacy, sorry.
May
pharmacy.
COVID na. May lagnat na.
Okay.
So, anyway, it's he said, she said yung lumabas. Kasi when we were talking about it ng brother-in-law ko, kasi my brother-in-law is a doctor, sabi niya, hindi, pag tinignan mo yung timeline, hindi niya nakuha doon. Nakuha niya somewhere else before that incident. So anyway,
Because
sabi ko,
he probably got it too soon after that na hindi pwedeng it was from there.
Hindi pwedeng yan. Meron na by the time the person went there.
Yeah.
So, anyway, he said, she said, sana magwa, ganun talaga. Kung gusto manisa ng whoever wants to blame, will blame. So, pero yun nga, masakit lang. At the end of the day, thank God nag-survive kami kasi Delta yun.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
My brother ended up in the hospital.
That was the first one, di ba? Yung the strong one. Tama ba?
No, this is before bumagsak na yung mortality. This is one of the strongest before bumagsak. Omicron kasi yung pababa na eh. Before
that's
Omicron
what I got.
was Delta, yung talagang people died.
Okay. But
So,
wait, how is it your fault? Di mo naman kasalanan, aksidente ka eh.
Well, parang ganito yan eh. Kung hindi ka lumabas at nag-bike, hindi ka na aksidente. If you just shut yourself down in the house and be just
Like
quiet
everyone
there
else.
like
Yeah.
everyone else, you wouldn't have crashed and no one had to go to the pharmacy to get your first aid for you. So ganun yung premise. Ganun yung
Okay, wait. Kasalanan mo bang expired na yung first aid kit kung saan ka na aksidente?
hindi.
It's not your fault.
No, it's not.
It's not your fault. Exactly.
Yeah,
And technically,
pero yun
may choice din naman yung tao na, sorry, I can't go to wherever to get you a first aid kit. Let's get whatever we can, wherever we are in this house na lang, but I'm not gonna risk going there. So it's also that person's fault. It's not solely your fault. Actually, in situations like that, I think it's really anybody's fault. I think people just need to blame someone. Kasi people, I don't know, I guess it's human nature na to always blame someone for something that happens.
right.
It can't just be, okay, let's all relax, let's calm down, di ba? Kumaga, lahat tayo dito, we probably were careless, di ba? We stopped, probably we became a little selfish for a few minutes, but let's not blame anybody. But most people are like, no, we have to blame someone. Someone has to be responsible for this. Kasi imposibleng, I'm not gonna take responsibility for this. I'm not gonna admit that I took part in this mistake or what. No, we have to blame someone. So, I don't know.
Right.
Happens, diba?
Yeah, it does. It does. May ganun talaga. Unfortunately. Pero, I mean, after everything, okay, fine, ganun. Nabigyan nga ako ng warning nung time na yun na baka ikaw ang ma-blame. Although it was not said to my face, pero ganun yung energy.
Yeah, well, of course. And it makes you feel guilty na parang, it starts off na parang, bad trip to ah. Parang, I didn't want this either, di ba? And then, at the same time, you start going deeper na parang, did I make a mistake? Was I selfish? Di ba? Parang, pag namatay yung tao, di ba? Parang pag may namatay, I mean, what am I gonna do? Spiral ka na, kung pinag-isip mo, di ba?
Correct. And then, yun nga, masaklap, yung brother ko ended up in the hospital.
Yeah. But he never blamed you for it. I mean, did he ever say anything or did he ever imply that it was your fault?
It was implied. It was implied.
Yeah. I think that's another, I think we talked about that in one episode, yung cutting off, hindi naman cutting off, pero yung family members who are toxic or what. I'm not saying that's your case, but I'm just saying it's another topic that we should discuss about it. Kasi there are times na maybe in our culture, kasi we think, di ba, family is number one. Family is everything. Family is the best. Dapat family. I disagree.
But yeah, I know what you mean, but with your sister nga, I mean, kasi nga, di ba, I got close to your sister and all that. Sa kanya kasi, ito yun nga, family, like what you said, family is everything. And I get that. I really get that. Just that, ang iniisip ko nga ngayon, again, this sounds self-defeatist, or self-sabotaging as people would call it. Because of the stuff that have happened to me and my choice and the choices that I've made. Parang ako yung toxic na family member. Yung feeling ko lang. Alam mo yun, yung parang self-persecution. Parang, layuan nga natin yung family member.
Dapat yung episode na lang natin is, diba, what's it like being the toxic one in the family? Ganun na lang.
Parang ganun eh. Parang, ay nako, ano ba naman yan? Yung parang ganun ba? So, ako yung ganun ngayon. I mean, to a point na, parang ayaw kang kausapin nung, nagbago talaga yung treatment sa, literally.
Oh, yeah.
Nagbago talaga. I mean, like I said, I told the people that know my family and know the things that have happened. I've said to them na, hindi ako magmamalinis. No, magmamalinis. May mali rin naman ako eh. hindi ko sinasabing tama yung ginagawa nila. Pero I can't fault them for feeling that way towards me. Kasi I dropped the ball nga. And now they have to pick up the ball to help me out. Parang, ano
Yeah.
ba? Diba? Tanda mo na eh. Diba? What the...
Toxic ka nga,
Literally.
toxic ka mo, toxic.
Toxic eh. Literally, tinanong ng sister ko, what were you thinking? Eh, syempre, alam mo, sagot ko, gusto niya siguro ang saktan or something.
Ano sinagot mo?
I wasn't. Probably wanted to slap me silly, man. She was like, ano?
You think? Diba? Parang, really? That's your answer? That's the best you can do? Diba?
That's what you can come up with? What the?
Yeah.
So, gana. I mean, like I said, I don't blame them. I don't even blame anyone. I don't even blame myself. Whatever happened because
Yeah.
I thought it was I'm not saying that I'm right, but at that point in time in my life, I felt that that's what I needed to do. Or I did.
Yeah, and there was nothing wrong with it. There was nothing wrong with doing it at that time.
Right. And again, will I do it again? I sure as hell hope not. Because it's a pain to go through what I'm going through.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yung realization nga, life after COVID personally, yung sagot pa rin doon is, ang sagot ko pa rin doon is, seriously? Seriously? This thing? But again, I can't even blame life. It's a choice.
Yeah.
You just roll with the punches. You just roll with the punches. That's it.
Tama. And you learn from it, diba? So in the future, diba? Well, hopefully we're not in the same situation again, but diba, if you're in a similar situation maybe, or something that if you do something, it will kumbaga cause an even bigger problem, you know better. Diba?
Right. Parang, you live, you learn. Hopefully, you learn.
Yeah, hopefully.
Sana naman. For everybody.
Yeah, sana naman. Yeah, so in our next episode, we're gonna talk about starting over COVID professionally. Medyo kwento mo na, pero expand mo naman ng konti. Magkwento ko pa.
Sige.
About that with work. Okay?
Yes. Mas exciting yan. Mas maganda yan.
Talaga? Mas exciting. Okay.
Kasi, mas maraming avenues. Kasi pumutok nga yun eh.
And hindi ka na toxic, diba? Hindi ka na toxic professionally. You're not a toxic one anymore.
Hindi.
Nag-isip ka
toxic
pa
yung professional. Hindi. Na-Facebook, nag-spill over ba yung toxicity doon? Hindi naman tawa.
Sana, diba? Sana hindi na. Okay. So, for those of you, again, who haven't watched, follow, subscribe, and like, we are on Facebook, Spotify, Instagram, YouTube. Okay. Yes. And if you have any new ideas or any topic that you'd like us to talk about for future episodes, please email us at, alam mo yung email, diba?
No idea.
At 0
.01 2023.
Okay.
At
Toxic
gmail.com.
yun, toxic. Okay. You makita nyo naman yung email. It's
makikita
somewhere
mo
here on
naman
the
yan
screen.
Sigurado.
Yeah. Okay.
Dito.
Okay, dyan.
Okay. Basta dyan.
Basta dito na lang. Ganun na lang.
So makikita niyo yan.
Okay. So, thank you for listening. Diba? We hope
Thank you for listening.
Well, now you know that Mon is toxic. So, that's one thing you learned today. Diba? Let's see what else you're gonna learn about Mon in our next episode. Okay?
Right.
Okay. Thank you for listening, guys.
Thank you for listening.
Ikaw na mag-ano ng last line.
Let's start over.
Yeah. Bye.